Welcome to Spring LIB.
So the domain are the x values that you can put into the function, and you can put anything you want to in for x, except when you're dividing, you can't divide by 0. And so you don't want x plus 2 to be 0, so you don't want x to be negative 2. In interval notation, that would mean anything else is fair game, from negative infinity to negative 2 not included, union negative 2 not included to infinity. The vertical asymptote is the vertical line that x cannot be. And so that would be x equals negative 2. The equation for the horizontal asymptote, since the degrees are the same in both the numerator and denominator, the horizontal equation of the asymptote is y equals the leading coefficient of the numerator divided by the leading coefficient of the denominator. Since the degrees are the same, they're both 1. So y equals 3 is your horizontal asymptote's equation. The x-intercept is when the output is 0. So 0 would be equal to 3x minus 2 over x plus 2. Cross multiply the x plus 2, and you get 0 equals 3x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides, and 2 equals 3x. So divide both sides by 3, and x equals 2/3. That is your x-intercept. Your y-intercept is when x is 0. So f of x is y. 3 times 0 is 0 minus 2 over 0 plus 2. So y equals negative 1 is your y-intercept. So we can see this. Y-intercept at 0, negative 1. X-intercept at 2/3 0. And we've got our horizontal asymptote at y equals 3, and our vertical asymptote at x equals negative 2. And I think we got all of that in. And now the inequality, when it's greater than or equal to 0, I highlight this in green. It's wherever the function is greater than or equal to 0. So what I've highlighted in green is above the x-axis, therefore it is greater than 0. Now in interval notation, that would be from negative infinity on the x's all the way up until we get to that vertical asymptote of negative 2, which we don't include. And then it jumps to a negative until we get to the x-intercept of 2/3, and since it's greater than or equal to, then we do include the 2/3, and then it will go on forever to infinity for x, where the output will be positive or greater than or equal to 0.